Your brain lies to you in January. So here's how to take control before it breaks you. If January breaks most divorced dads, there's a reason. It's not discipline, it's biology. Your brain is lying to you. And if you don't understand this lie, you will repeat the same cycle every year. Today, I'm going to show you the neuroscience, scriptures, and the rational emotional behavior therapy, some of the tools to stop the downward spiral before it starts. Here's why January is so dangerous. I want to give you some data. I want to give you some neuroscience. I'm going to give you some questions at the end and some tools. So stick around. Every episode is designed to transform a million divorced dads right now, today. If you haven't jumped in our school group, jump in. It's free. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't shared this or written a review, write one. It changes dad's life when you do that. Here's what you got to know about January. 80 to 90% of resolutions fail by January 12th. Fact. We get so hyped on dopamine, so hyped on the vision that the execution fails. And here's why. Because we rise to the level of our dreams, we fall to the level of our systems. What we do in Divorced Dads of America is systems. Why? Because systems work. We can all get hyped on a YouTube video. We can all get hyped. We all get motivated on something. And then what happens is we don't have a system to keep it going. And we don't know how to do it. And we're not accountable to it. Accountability is the gateway drug to freedom. So the moment you get accountable, the moment you create a system, the moment you create a plan of what's going to happen, you're already in the top 10% of anyone that's going to be able to fulfill those things. Dopamine naturally drops after the holiday highs. I'm going to give you some of this neuroscience and data. It naturally drops. You know, you're not as hyped up as you were before. In many places around the country, it's cold. You know, you don't want to get out. Don't want to do a lot of things. It's a little bit harder. Divorce stress lowers your prefrontal cortex function, which is making your decisions worse, right? It makes it harder. Loneliness increases rumination by 60%. So when you're not there, when the kids aren't there this year, my kids weren't here with me this year. I had plans and systems because of it. I knew what I was up against. I knew the enemy. I need you guys to know the enemy. I need you to say, hey, I'm at war. It's not flesh and blood. It's principalities and powers and rulers of this dark age. But I need to know what they are so that I can have a system, a strategy, so that I can get through it. The emotional brain, the amygdala, dominates when routine is disrupted. That's why your routine is so important. That's why routines are so important for kids. That's why what you do is you show your children what to do. You don't tell your children what to do. So we got to get your emotional brain in an order and a system and a structure that's going to work, that's going to set you apart, that's going to put you in the top 10% of people that follow through on the things that they want to do. Wisdom is knowing the right thing to do and doing it. Foolishness is also knowing the right thing to do and not doing it. We all want wisdom. The principal thing, Proverbs says, is get wisdom. In all you're getting, get understanding. Know what it is that you're doing and do it. That's where we are. That's resonating with you. I know it is. I know you want to do the right thing. I know you want to create that freedom for your life. So the month feels like new beginnings, but internally, you're in what's called cognitive vulnerability season. That's what's actually happening. You want new beginnings, but you're in this blender, as I would call it, in this whirlwind, in a tornado of what the heck's going on. Here's what the scriptures say about this. Matthew 26:41. It says, the spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. How true is that, right? How true is that we want to, crush it in our physical areas. We want to crush it in our mindset. We want to be the superstar dads. We want to be a great leader, right? But what happens? Our flesh is weak. It doesn't want to. It wants to sit on the couch. Wants to do nothing. Wants to grab another, beverage or whatever it is to kind of chill. And I'm worth it. And I deserve this. And I've had a tough year. Your biology and your spirit are in conflict, and you have to know that it is not going to change. That is the development and the system of your body. But once you're aware to it, you can then say, hey, no, not today. That's not today. Here's the big lie your brain tells you in January. Buckle up. The big lie. I'll start fresh tomorrow. That is the lie. I'll start fresh tomorrow. And here's a little bit of a psychology background on it. Something that's been really helpful for me as I identify some of these thoughts and then understand it's really perspective. It's perspective on everything. Your perspective has got to change. I love Eric Thomas. He says, see difficulty differently. So if you keep seeing it the same way, you're going to get the same result. We got to change. We got to move around. It's as if there's something that we're looking at. We need a different angle. We need a higher view. So here could be the trigger. So when we break it down, it may sound like this: loneliness, exchange day, or being alone at night. Man, that'll kick in. That I'll start fresh tomorrow. I'll just get this in and I'll start fresh tomorrow. Maybe it's porn. Maybe it's porn that has to go for many of you guys. Here's the belief. There's ABC to this. Here's the belief. I deserve a break. I'll restart tomorrow. I need relief. One time won't matter. God understands. Those are some of the things that I would say to myself. And I've known this a long time to know that the easiest person to lie to is ourselves. And you know what? We love being lied to. It's an easy lie. It's a deserving lie. And it's a lie that is sabotaging your life. It's a lie that's holding you back. It's a lie that your children inherit until you decimate it. And I believe you want to decimate it. I believe that you want 2026 to be what I would say is the big fix. I want this to be what I believe is to be the big fix in your life. What is the big fix? The big fix is simply that you are aware to what needs to change and you make the change. C is the consequence. A is the trigger. We said loneliness, exchange. A. B is the belief. C is the trigger. C is the consequence. You relapse into distraction, shame, and inconsistency. There's a client I was working with, and he was dealing with porn, and that was exactly it. He would say those things to himself. He would do it again. He didn't have accountability, and then he would feel shame and guilt. He'd feel like a failure. It was a very simple fix. He got accountable. We got passwords on his phone. We deleted a bunch of stuff that he didn't need to have on all of his devices. And it was less than 30 days. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. It wasn't just I haven't done this in so long. It was a new identity. This is no longer a part of me. This is no longer the dad that I want to be. This is no longer in my vision or my mission. Those of you that are looking for systems and frameworks and some worksheets and some things, that practical tools in your toolkit, get into our school group. It's free. Start in there. Start with other guys. All that stuff is in there. Here's the savage truth you need to know. You're not failing because you're weak. You're failing because you're negotiating. You're negotiating with someone that is really good at knowing the right thing to say to get you to do the wrong thing. You and I both know it. And I'm just as guilty. I was in there in that blender mix so many times. Tell myself I'll start again tomorrow. I'll start. Oh, God knows. I'll just ask for forgiveness. Da 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 da. James 1:8 says this: a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. When you're unstable in one area, what I love about this verse is there's a really popular quote that says, how you do anything is how you do everything. James 1:8 is the verse for that quote. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That means how you do one thing is how you're going to do another thing. If you cut corners in one area, there's a chance and a high likelihood you're cutting corners in other areas. This is where it stops. And this is where January and this lie, it ends. Many of you have heard this story that I've told many times, and I love it because it's simple. And the story is about two wolves. And there is a fight between two wolves in your mind every single day. There's a wolf that is hope and light. And there's a wolf that is darkness and despair. There's one that would say is the comfort wolf. And there's another wolf that is the legacy wolf. I want you to look at those in those different ways. The comfort wolf and the legacy wolf. The comfort wolf wants relief. Get me out of here. This is too hard. I deserve this. The legacy wolf wants future stability. The legacy wolf is, I'm transforming. I'm becoming the man I know I'm created to be. The legacy wolf is focused on his children. I don't want them to go through this. I would never want them to go through this. So the wolf that wins, you ask which one wins, and it's the one that you feed. Which one are you feeding more? Which one gets more attention in your life and in your mind? The wolf that wins isn't the strongest. It's the one you feed at 10 p.m. It's the one you feed when no one's around. It's the one you feed when you think nobody's looking. So this is the wolf, the comfort wolf versus the legacy wolf. Which one in January do you want it to be? And you've got to be honest with yourself. And I believe that many of you need to find somebody, whether it's in our school group, whether you get a coach, whatever it might be, that you say, hey, I want somebody to keep me accountable to the legacy wolf. I want to become the man I'm created to be. A client of mine recently, as we'd been working together for a couple months, and I asked him, what do you think? How's it going? What's going on? He goes, you know what? Most of the stuff that we're doing, it's really becoming the man that I always knew I was. These habits that were falling off, these mindsets, these patterns, this action, all of these things, that's exactly it. You will become the man that you want to become based on what you feed that man. So when we look at the FAST system for January, to control, to navigate, and to move forward, here's what I want you to think about. First is focus, F. We go through fast. One goal for 7 days, not 20 goals for 30 days. What's one goal for 7 days? Your focus. I also add in faith in there. What is a faith goal that you have for 7 days? What do you want? What does faith look like for you? What is a goal? 2, accountability. A, tell one brother your January plan. Right? Don't white knuckle it alone. Don't hide. Isolation, fear of failure. Oh, I'm going to blow it again. No, just get accountable. And awareness. There's two A's, accountability and awareness. Awareness to what it is you need to do, and then accountable to doing it. What's the strategy? What's the system that you have for this? Use a micro habit. 2 minutes of action beats 20 minutes of intention. 2 minutes of action. What does that strategy look like? What is that system? And when you begin to build the strategy and build the system, it changes your life. It gets you into T, which is transformation. Fast system transformation. Track decisions, not feelings. Identity changes from behaviors, not breakthroughs. James 2:17 says it like this: faith without works is dead. Right? We have faith. I want to do this. I want to believe this. I'm thinking it. I'm manifesting all those things. Well, what are the actual actions that you can do for this to move you forward? What is the transforming action? What do you need to put down? What do you need to go away? Most times it's saying no. It's not saying yes. What are those things? Are you aware to them, and are you doing them? So let me give you the checklist. Something for January that you can take right now that's going to change your life in the next 30 days. All right. A few questions. This is the tool. This is the transforming moment for you. This is where you can take them in the show notes and use them and apply them. Number 1, there's going to be 4 questions. Did I listen to my comfort wolf or my legacy wolf today? Which wolf won? 2, did I negotiate with myself or execute? It's a good one. Negotiations. 3, which habit did I choose under pressure? 4, did I ask for help? Did I ask for help? Many of you guys, it's great in the school group. You ask for help. Hey, I'm having a tough time. There was stuff that was going on through the holidays. I'm having a tough time. I need some help here. Many of you just need to get a real coach that is going to keep you accountable to the plan so that you can transform your life. Ask for help. And then here is a question that's going to keep you going for the week, right? What lie did I believe this week that cost me momentum? What lie? There was a client of mine that he just crossed over $1 million of personal revenue his first time. He's 63 years old. He also this past year doubled the closest person in the region of year-on-year growth. So the most guys year-on-year growth was 30%. His was almost 70%. And when I asked him what was some of the lies that he was believing, and he began to share, and most of the time during the year of growth, we were attacking those lies. I'm not good enough. What if this doesn't work? All those kinds of things. Those are the lies that you gotta understand. So it's a repeatable system, not an idea, not a feeling. It's a system. So answer those questions, do those questions. The dads who win January win the year. And your brain isn't your enemy. It must be trained. You cannot rebuild your life with last year's patterns. It's an old tool set, man. It's a rusty tool set. It's not working. Do not conform to the patterns of this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is the call. Go through the questions. If you haven't followed us on Divorced Dads of America on Instagram, do it. If you haven't subscribed, do it on this podcast. If you can leave a review, man. Help another dad. 2026, it's the big fix. Your life is about to change. I'll see you on the next one. God bless you.